Welcome back to Moon Day Messages. I hope your week was good. I hope you were able to receive the puzzle pieces. If that was not the case yet, that energy kind of still might be coming through this week, even though there's some other energy as well. But I feel like for some of you, there might have been like a lack there. Not a lag, lag, like a lagging, right? Um, but then also, when I'm recording this right now, we are still in the energy of that last week. So the puzzle piece might have just not dropped yet, but it might. I definitely received my puzzle piece, and I'm grateful for it. So I would love to know actually in the comments here, or you can go to the last video of like what puzzle piece it was for you, what came through. Okay. Before we go into this week's energy, the signs that this video is for you will show up now. So we still have 888. This is coming through for the past, I don't know, 4 weeks at this point. And then we have 555. And then we have mayo, like mayonnaise. And then bones. What I saw was like the usual bones that you see like in comics or whatever, like that dogs have, like these kind of bones, but it could be any kind of bones. Like maybe you see someone doing divination with bones, maybe you're buying a bone because you have a dog, maybe you eat some chicken and then you have a bone, you know, whatever it is, like bones. Okay. And then the song You Were Not Alone by Michael Jackson came through as well, because I know some of you have a heavy heart, and I just want to say that Spirit, God, the universe has got your back. Okay? Please, please, please trust in that. You are never alone, even if it feels like it sometimes. Just know that. Okay? Okay. So, the sun is moving into gate 23, the gate of assimilation in the throat center. So we're moving more into communication now. We are moving more into expressing ourselves now once again, okay? This is an energy about transforming the abstract and sometimes even out there thoughts into understandable concepts and language. Articulation and communication of ideas so that it can be easily understood and absorbed by others. So if you usually find that you have an issue with that, or that people misunderstand you, or you know, maybe there's a conversation that you know you need to have and you haven't allowed yourself to do it, now this week would be the week. Okay. This energy is very much also about the importance of clarity in expression and the ability to simplify complex insights into digestible forms. So again, whatever is maybe complicated, maybe you actually, like I know that I do have the gift of simplifying things, or translating energetic patterns and translating more complicated, complex concepts and understandings in a simpler, easier understand language. It shows up in my human design as well, and then my Mercury is in Virgo as well. So like there is this level of, or the ability of being very precise and straight to the point when I talk. But then also I have the gift of receiving messages in the way, and then being able to translate them in the way the person that I'm talking to has to hear it. So it's not just that I in general am able to simplify things, but like I literally receive the words in the way the person in front of me needs to receive it to understand it. So I can relate to that energy very much. And this week will help you to tap into that maybe dormant gift of yours as well. So what came through while I was channeling was that conversation that you're running from, it's time. That conversation that might feel a little bit difficult for you to have, it's actually a really good time to have it now. Because if you're waiting much longer, that insecurity and anxiety that you feel around needing to have that conversation is just going to grow. It's not going to get easier. And you might actually lose momentum if you wait any longer. So, like, it would actually be very beneficial for you to have that conversation this week, okay? And then what came through as well is find courage in facing your shadow and facing yourself. So it might actually be a conversation that you need to have with yourself. What is it that you are avoiding? Came through. This is what I heard. What are you avoiding? What is it that you know needs to be done by you in order to get to that next level, in order to receive maybe that puzzle piece that you are still waiting on, okay? And then what I heard was, and I did not get any more explanation around this, was figure out what's missing. Figure out what's missing. And I asked several times, like, what does it refer to? What is this about? And I did not get more clarity around this, which usually just happens when spirit wants you to figure it out yourself. Also, because this is a collective reading, it might be actually something different for each and every one of you. So if that calls to you and you want to get more clarity around it, you can book a psychic reading with me, and I can look into your specific energy right now to see what that is about, or whatever else you want to know. But for now, I don't get any more clarity around what was meant by that. I just heard figure out what's missing. So maybe you will already get an inkling of, oh, like that means that because I had that conversation last week, or that happened to me, or, something else. Maybe that is already enough for you to know that this was meant for you, and you know what it means. Then amazing. Then just know that you are supposed to act on that, okay? And then the song "You Are Not Alone" came through, and I just want to know, and just want to tell you that I know it's been a couple of rough months. Like, this year of 2025 so far is different energy. Like, it is the year of the snake, so we are really, really being called to transform. There's like a lot of energy that we are called to let go of. There's a lot of energy that we are called to shed, and that is like the case every year, but it seems like this year was like really, really rough on a lot of people, including myself. Like, I had I'm thinking I'm coming out on the other side of it now, but it was a lot. There was also a lot of beauty. I was blessed with a lot of beauty during these like past weeks as well. But in total, in general, I was called to transform so much, and like look at my shit and work out on these things, and really, really, really balance my nervous system. I was also blessed to be like send beautiful people into my life holding me through this. But at the end of the day, we have to do it ourselves. Like, even though, yes, you are not alone, at the end of the day, people can only hold your hand. You still have to do your shit. You still have to work through it. You still have to face your shadows. You still have to look at yourself and make that change. So yeah, it really is about transformation. I just saw a snake, like, here around the area that I'm living, like actually in front of my villa here in Bali. And just a couple of weeks ago, I had a snake in my kitchen. So it's a lot of transformation energy, a lot of transformation energy. And it's time for you to not be afraid of that anymore, okay? I have had a beautiful client call today with a client that I have been working with for over a year now, and the transformation that she has been going through is just so amazing to witness, and it's so beautiful to see how she is handling new things now compared to how she tried to handle these things a year ago, or more so avoided these situations altogether. So you are the only one that can make that decision to do that work, but you are also the one in the position to say, I actually need help with that. Okay. And there's no shame in that. I learned that in a very beautiful way, being helped by people that love me, that offered me help without me knowing how to ask for it. And that just showed me of how beautiful that can be. And that just also showed me, even though there was that tiny bit missing for me to just like voice that I need help with that, and I was still met with it, actually shows me that I would have been able to ask for help, because energetically I must have shifted that within my field already. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been met with that. Okay. So I just want you to know that usually you have to face these things and ask for help. But I just in general want you to know that you are not alone in this. Okay. There are people that want to help you, if that is coaches like the work that I am doing, or others where the energy exchange is a monetary one, or it is someone else that, like you have an energy exchange in a different way because you are friends or whatever. But sometimes if you really, really, really want to transform on a deep level, it takes someone knowing this shit by heart, like someone that has been through this and has the capacity to hold you through it, with not just a conversation or not just a couple of conversations of people being there for you, but people that actually have tools that work and help you with it. So I really strongly feel some of you are being called to get down that road of, looking for professional help for you to anchor in this transformation that you are moving through. Okay. If you feel called to do it with me, you know what to do. Reach out. I have capacity. If it's someone else that you feel more called to, then this is your sign. Just go for it. It's time. Okay. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards have to say for this energy this week. Okay, so what is it that the collective that I called in to receive that message this week needs to know? What is it that they need to know? What is it that this collective needs to know right now, Spirit? What is it that needs to know? What is it that needs to know? Okay, beautiful. The first two cards that came out, I think we had them last week as well, is Bold and Shake It Off. So you are really being called to take that action step. You're really being called to step into that version of yourself, even if that means that you need to ask for help now first, because you're not quite there yet to step into that version. And then in the process of doing that, make sure that you shake out these energies that are stopping you from doing that fear, the anxiety, the shame around asking for help. It's really time for you to take that step. Like this message keeps coming up because you are still looking for a sign. This is your sign. How many kind of videos of that do you want to watch? How many signs are you asking for, until you realize it starts with you? It starts with you doing that thing. And then we have mirror, which for me in this case calls for mirror work, or the work of facing yourself, having that conversation with yourself, looking at your shadow, looking at your shit, looking at yourself. And maybe you need someone holding your hand doing that. Maybe you need someone helping you through the process, understanding the patterns behind energetics and explaining them to you. Okay? But it is time for you to face that shit. It is time for you to look at yourself. Look at this. She's looking at herself. It's time to take that action step. It's time for you to go out there and do the work necessary for you to become the version that you want to be. No one's going to do it for you. That's also what I always say to my clients. Like, I can't do that work for you. I'm here with you and I show you the way and I lead you there, but you have to walk it yourself. If you are not doing the homework, if you are not listening to the hypnotherapy recordings, if you are not facing your truth, if you are not having the conversation that is coming up over and over and over again, because you don't know how to regulate your nervous system, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay exactly where you are. And I feel like a lot of you are done with that. You just don't want to do it. Okay? So go get your shit together then. And then we have light codes. Like, some of you really need to be in the sun. Some of you really need to receive the codes, the downloads that are necessary for you to understand what the next steps are. Like, actually, more of a tangible action step beyond asking for help, beyond shaking it off, beyond going for that thing and facing your shit. Like, there might actually be something that you need to receive. And some of you just actually need to be in the sun more. Because the reason why you are so tired is because you need the vitamin D. Okay? Sometimes it's not really just about the light codes and the downloads coming through, but it's actually you needing to cater more to yourself and give your body what it needs. Okay? And then on the bottom of the deck, we have woods, grounding, right? Like, in order to take that step and facing your shit, your nervous system will be activated. So you need to find a way to ground yourself. You need to find a way to know how to deal with that energy. Okay. I think it's quite beautiful that we have all of the 4 elements in these cards. Actually, shake it off is air energy, because you're moving things around. Then we have water, reflection and mirror. Then we have light codes, the sun, and then we have woods, which is earth. So, like, the energy behind all of these cards is a very balanced energy. When you do all of these steps, when you follow all of the things that I've been telling you right now, you are going to be very balanced. You are working with the elements at the same time, which will, there's the only outcome of this is getting closer to where you want to be, because you're working in a balanced way of doing that. And then the bold energy is fire energy as well, because it's action taking. So we have fire twice. So it's really about like taking that step, and when there is an issue, like if you have been called to work with me or someone else and the issue is finances, talk to God about it. As soon as you make the decision that you want to do it, the finances will, or the ways of how to make these finances will come to you. I just had a very beautiful conversation with someone that wants to start the coaching, and in the call she was like, I made the decision, I'm going to do it with you. I don't know how yet, but I will make it happen. And I kid you not, like, the next morning she was writing me, I had an idea and I was reaching out to that person to find a solution for this. So the next time you hear from me, it's the green light and we will book the first call. This is the kind of energy every coach dreams of, by the way. But then also, this is the energy that you need to embody to make a change. You need to embody that energy to be like, no, I'm done with that shit. I'm done with my shit. I want better for myself. And in order for you to have better for yourself, like, you have to take action. There's no other way around it. Okay? Look at your shit, do your mirror work, do your shadow work, and if you need help in doing so, reach out to the person that you trust. I love this. Really good energy, really straightforward. Throat chakra, communication, ask for help, have that conversation. Maybe that's one of the conversations that some of you need to have, like, to actually reach out to that person that you want to work with. Reach out to that person that you know can help you. Okay? It's time, my loves. I love you. You got this. I see you next week. Bye-bye.